Hello, ladies and gentlemen, or they and that and those, depending on this time and of your persuasion. This is Nostrovini, and I'm here to make a report of the multitude of boxing matches that happened this weekend. I was under the weather and not feeling too good, although I managed to stay up and watch the boxing matches and have my evaluations of them. Jay was in his usual coma state. But I seen him lately that he actually has bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. It was frightening. Really? It was frightening. I thought it was one of the signs of the apocalypse. Earthquakes, tidal waves, famines, and Jay being awake. That's what keeps the cat him awake, a good earthquake and an apocalypse. We get five or six or seven or eight around the world. That happened during my birthday. I woke up and the world was ending. But I said, nope, I'm not gonna ignore it. And I'm gonna do some Nostradamus. Okay. Jay, are you ready?
Yeah.
He's going to see his talent that he's able to read in a dark room with sunglasses on, read these papers of the important fights. Now, you should write the one that's on the 28th? No, 27th. And the one that is on the 28th. And the 27th, 28th. 27th is the Saturday fights, and 28th is the Sunday fights. There is no day of rest for boxing.
Which one you want me to read?
I want you to read
The one you picked, Joran, or
I want you to read
Sander?
I want you to read, what did you say?
You got two of the same thing,
Yeah, I want you to read the pitted against each other, and the one that's clear that I wrote is the clearest.
But they're both clear. I'm just saying which one you want me to read. The one that you picked, Joran or Sander.
I want you to pick the fight. In other words, you got your fight there,
Okay.
right? You know what I'm saying? In other words, you pick both names,
Okay.
right?
You got
You know,
two of the same name.
I got
One is picked Sander, and one is Joran, but it's the same name. Which one do you want me to pick? I'm gonna pick the one that says sender or the one that says drawn.
Lady and Sandra. I'll just throw it out there. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak the King's English. Obviously, Jay speaks Jadenese. You know,
And the same thing with Jose.
yeah, Jose.
Jose, okay. So
They'll say, like for instance, it's Ennis, right? Gerard.
you ready?
Okay.
So Saturday, June 27th, Zono, Xander Zaya versus Jaron Boots Inks.
Ah, see, I went both sides to the middle, but Ennis, the boots, gave the boot to the other guy in one of the greatest fights in the middleweight division's history. Because the Puerto Rican guy, even though he lost, he went down fighting. He gave the Puerto Rican pride was a sense. Initially, it didn't look so good. He was floored in the first round by the boot, and the boot it was like even. But the cockiness soon wore off because the Puerto Rican, like some Rocky, came out, said a few words that I didn't understand because he talks Puerto Rican, and he started fighting and slogging it out with the boot. Well, the boot almost got the boot because in the third round, the Puerto Rican hit him with a shot, and his whole body, he was Ennis was squiggling around there, almost knocked out.
Almost falling.
Almost fallen, but didn't fall, kept his footing and came back. Now, throughout the fight, Ennis was at the upper hand, but it was always a drama. It sort of reminded me of a elongated version of Tommy Hearns against Marvin Hagler. That was a three-rounder, and there was one point when Hagler was badly staggered by the Hearns, who was the most devastating puncher.
Yeah, I heard
You
that.
know, he hit what he hit. Oh my goodness. Oh God. all skinny but muscular,
Oh, yeah.
wiry. And he had Hagler, and Hagler got cut, and but Hagler kept on it coming, kept on it coming. And finally, he knocked out Hearns within 4 brutal rounds, considered one of the greatest heavy middleweight championship fights or fights in history. Well, this will go down in that way.
So who said it's not one of the biggest fights?
Usyk is a big fight, but in terms of action,
Oh,
and equally got matched guys in their primes, this was, yeah.
okay.
Because Usyk tends to, Alexander Usyk tends to outwit you with his craft and his boxing ability, beating much larger men, and has never lost.
Never
No, no, and he
undefeated.
and he's going to go on. He's not going to retire. He's because he didn't want to be at the mercy of all these organizations with their mandatories being ordered and this and that. Now he just has the ring belt and he can fight whoever he wants. Tough guys, soft, tough guys, and guys in the middle, and nobody can tell Alexander Usyk what to do. And you know what they're saying? Alexander Usyk, that's his last fight. No, 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 no.
No,
Well, if you were in your prime and you could beat almost anybody or have a good chance, would you give it up the hundreds of millions of dollars?
no.
And yet, and he wouldn't give it up. And and money means everything. He's greedy, my friend here. You know what he does? I can't think of anything clever to say he does. He doesn't steal from me. He just keeps me locked in this apartment. Forty of any traveling away. Oh my God, he's gonna sing.
Chopping the wheelchair of
Let's
everything.
see. But I'm gonna get out of here and smack easy. One day I'll get you even. Right now, all I can give is verbal abuse. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Go to the next one. It was a great fight. Great fight. Great fight.
Emiliano Vargas, 70-0, 14 KO versus Bryce Mills, 22-1 and 0 and 9 KO.
This was the classic shoot down the Great White Hope versus the Great Puerto Rican Hope.
Mhm.
Mills was white, blonde haired, and was undefeated. Well, he had lost one fight early in his career. A good looking guy, looks like a college guy, rugged looking, but handsome. And he goes to the body, he goes to the body. And I thought that Vargas would lose. Not because Vargas was the more talented guy, he was. Big puncher, very fast, durable. But you know what?
Sure.
Too pretty.
Too,
Oh, is he pretty?
oh
He's
yeah,
prettier than I am.
too
I
pretty.
thought, he would go at one point, he'd get ahead. I said, I don't want to lose this face. The girls love me. I'm pretty.
Sure.
But he not only is pretty, he can fight. And
Mhm.
he knocked out Mills, I think, in 6 rounds, I think it was. Mills tried his best. And even at one point, he hit him with a shot. It shook his whole head and messed up his hairstyle. But Vargas came back with body shots and knocked Mills senseless. Mills went down fighting.
Yeah.
But it was the worst catastrophe to happen to a fighter in whites since Custer's last stand. A brave stand, but a losing one.
Sure.
Or when the Zulus attacked, if you ever saw a movie called The Zulus, they attacked the British force and wiped it out. Oh, it used to be white guys won all the time, but those days don't rhyme. Now it's whoever's best in the West, and it was with the right trainers. It's sure.
Ben, the Virgin, Ben Whitaker, 11-1 AKO versus Popeye the Richie Rivera, 27-2-0 and 20 KO.
And this is where I was wrong. I thought that the surgeon, this black guy from England, real skinny, felt like Tommy Hearns, very tall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and a very good boxer. But I thought when the towing, but and he's he's a stylist and he makes fun of his opponents. So I thought he was going to lose because his opposition has been pretty weak.
So
Didn't fight nobody. And if you're not fighting nobody, you can dance around and prance around and not get hurt and win. And I thought that when he fought Popeye, who was this Puerto Rican guy who had big Popeye muscles, never been stopped,
no.
only lost by decision. He had a good record. And you would tell me when the Popeye hat on. Well, did this Englishman prove me wrong? He knocked out Popeye within 2 rounds.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Knocked him senseless. Oh, my goodness. Nostradamus getting. What's happened to Nostradamus and his mysterious abilities to predict fights?
It's like fading away little by little.
I know it's the apocalypse, it tells you. All the earthquakes, this is one of the signs of them. Vermin and famine and pestilence and Vinny being wrong about fights. It all fits in. Poor little Vinny, he's the center of the universe, and everything hinges on him. So you better start listening to him and tell him the right way to go when he lays down money. Oh, well.
They were man. Fahi, Tucker, 16-1-1 and 7 KO versus Earl Sinino, 14-0-1 and 12 KO.
This is another one where I was wrong. Tucker, well, maybe I was right in this. I bet on both sides, so it don't matter. But Tucker was a good boxer with a good jab, and Scenario was an Olympian with a big punch. But Scenario forgot to do the jabby thing. It's a jab because he was relying on his power. Well, Tucker outboxed him half the time in the beginning of the round, and then he retreated. Zanelio came back and almost had him, and it went back and forth, back and forth. But Tucker was always one step ahead because of the jab. One step ahead. And Tucker was an American. And Zanelio was a Dominican. Oh, Dominicans don't have big fighters or great fighters, it's true. They have only very good fighters. Ooh. The Dominican boys, when they go out, they don't go on to boxing, and they don't have enough trainers on the islands. It's true. See, it's not a racist thing, it's a cultural thing, you see. See, I'm not a racist, I don't care what nobody says. Because I refer to white hopes, but I need somebody to hope for. You see, not just me. So don't be mean and say I'm doing, what's that, what do they call that, microaggressions? I don't do microaggressions. I do aggressions.
That's never.
Oh, yeah. You should see how I treat him sometimes. Well, but I won't say anything about him because he's a good boy. You know,
Sure.
and sometimes he has to wash me. And I have to say, I'm not a homosexual. I'm not going to have some man wash me. I'm very manly. So I have to use my incredible imagination to imagine he's a beautiful woman. Well, you could imagine what a stretch that is. I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In fact, my nickname for him is J-Lo.
Oh, come on.
I did it. I did it. I did it. Look,
You're killing it.
you know what he tried to do to me? Because they gaslight me all the time because I'm like wackadoo. So he had these talking mice, and they were happening in the CIA. And I was looking at this and I said, This about talking mice? Come on. He's watching this all through the night, and he's telling me that he believes that this talking mice could help the CIA. And that he is that, and I was like, oh, no, it's not that true. Well, I was here watching the TV, and they had an English mystery, and it had sheep detectives. Yeah, it's spreading. What you're tasting and stuff is spreading. Children and grown-up people like him are going to believe that sheep could be
Are
detectives.
you taking medication?
I did. You gave it to
Sheep
me.
detective?
I'm telling you. You
Oh,
saw it.
oh.
You were looking there. You saw what was going on there with the sheep detectives. What's going on in the world? I'm stuck in this house all the time. I don't interact enough. They keep me prisoner. And how many was there? Just one more? This is just we're gonna do the 28th because we're gonna make this short. You guys don't have any attention span. If I do something more than 7 or 10 minutes, you tune out. Bad girls and bad boys.
20.
What's the next fight? What's the next?
Uh,
Well,
Juanma Lopez de Jesus 502 KO versus Alberto Moro 6-2 and 0 KO.
ah.
No, next one.
No, we were gonna stop now. We did 5 fights, right? We just do those. The other fights are the further it goes down on the scale, the less people will think they're important. Okay, so now we're gonna stop, right?
We're gonna stop.
We're gonna stop. No, because then we're gonna do another one.
Ah, okay,
We're gonna do the
okay.
political one about the
A
politics.
political one. Ooh.
Oh, okay, now here we go. Now we're gonna sing. Have yourself a boxing little Christmas.
Christmas.
Even though it's not the season, I say.
Oh yeah.
Have your aid who gargled with Drano sing with you
Say
today.
no, pay no.
I think that was my stomach gargling. They don't feed me enough. Okay. What's going on here? Let's go. Okay. Okay. And meeting for. Bye.